Hello, this is Dan Alford with ARC Specialties. We're out in the shop. I'm here with Jim Walker. He's been a welding technician at ARC Specialties for
16 years.
The reason we're talking about this project, I think it's an application that's underutilized. It's plasma welding. It's a fourth state of matter. It's similar to TIG welding. We're going to give you some links to some of our old plasma stuff. But once again, it does things you can't do with any other welding process. So what are we accomplishing on this machine?
This is a hard-facing overlay of a ground engaging tooth.
So this piece of metal will be digging into rock, and without this coating, it lasts for a matter of hours.
Yeah.
With the coating, significantly longer.
Yep.
So this is we're actually applying chrome nickel silicon boron matrix with tungsten carbide particles.
Yep.
Around 60%. This is a great technology for hard-facing parts that rub against rock. But the beauty of plasma is you can do these materials which have extremely high hardness. So we're not adding a wire, are we?
Nope, we're adding powder.
So that means you can add a material that is so hard and brittle that you can't make it into a wire.
Yep, and you can make whatever combination you want.
That's
60%.
what those two feeders are, the two blue feeders.
Yep, you can run two powder feeders at the same time, mix on the fly.
You can actually change alloys. And then the advantage of plasma is we have the tungsten electrode retracted up into the torch, so it's protected. Otherwise, if you tried to use powder with a TIG welder, we'd contaminate the tungsten in no time. And this process is also extremely productive. We've done plasma systems that were welding at over 20 pounds an hour deposition rate. I don't think you're hitting that on this one, though.
Not quite on this one. This is not very high production part.
Right. And also you're working in a relatively small radius. So to weld on the flat around the radius and onto the other flat, tell us how you did that.
So we have to use coordinated motion.
What does that mean?
So that is the robot knows exactly where all of the external tilt and rotate axes are.
So we have two axes of motion controlled by the robot that are holding the part.
Yep. And so the part gets rotated, and when teaching that radius, all you do is teach the points. The robot knows how big the radius is, how fast to go around it. There's no way to do this without coordinated motion.
So in fact, you're going to weld along a straight and then coordinate the motion. And that way we're always welding in the flat position because you're carrying a weld puddle that looks like it's over an inch in diameter.
Just about. It's probably 20 millimeters wide.
Oh, we're going metric now. Okay. But that's much too large to do vertical, overhead, or horizontal.
Yep.
So how did you generate this program?
So this part, because it's a tooth, picture the tooth on any ground engaging piece of equipment, it's pretty symmetrical along its center line. So to hard face the whole piece, you program the center bead and offset the program left and right.
You cheated.
Why program 10, 15 beads? You only program one and offset it.
So you really wrote one program and used it 3 times.
Yep.
So are we running, what kind of shielding gas are we running on this one?
This one is argon.
Straight argon?
Yep.
No, they don't listen to us on the
This
hydrogen.
customer is a simple customer.
Okay. This is a customer we've been working with. He's outside the country, won't go any further than that we've been working with for over 20 years. We built them plasma systems, TIG systems. I don't think, maybe a MIG system? Don't recall.
I don't recall.
Yeah, but they're doing great things with our machines. What else was challenging on this project for you?
The bullseye was very interesting.
What's a bullseye?
So the bullseye is an ABB piece of software
that's in the corner.
The robot teaches itself where the tool is.
What's the tool on a plasma torch?
This one is the PTAW torch, is the tool on the robot. And normally it's a MIG welding torch. And so that has a piece of wire sticking out of it. The bullseye finds that piece of wire. So this one, the bullseye has to be reconfigured to find the cup rather than the wire.
So the TCP is actually below the cup.
Yes.
So you have to do that offset from the laser data.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, so that allows you to automatically configure the torch so you can program the robot.
Yep, and without the TCP, the tool center point, coordinated motion doesn't work either.
All right, obvious. So on a plasma welding system, how many power supplies are we running?
So we've got 2. You need one for the pilot arc to actually create the arc that extends past the shielded electrode, because otherwise you can't jump the arc from the electrode to the part, and then you have the main welding power supply.
I'd call it 3 power supplies. We have to have the high freq to initiate the pilot arc, the
Yep.
pilot arc itself, and then the main power supply. So you're controlling 3 power supplies from the robot directly.
Yep, and so those are all configured in the ABB welding instructions. So ARC L, ARC starts.
But normally you don't have to deal with so many variables.
Normally it's only one, it's the MIG welding power supply.
And you're controlling the powder feed rate because that controls your deposition rate.
Correct. And that is once again going through the ABB instructions. You tell it how many grams per minute you want, and it does it.
Whenever we're doing gas tungsten arc or plasma arc, we have a problem with high frequency, and that's usually not a good thing around robots. They tend to cause them to reset, go into faults. How do we avoid that?
So good insulation and high freak hardening.
Right. So we've learned all that the hard way. So, but the ABB does work well around high frequency. Has been
Yes, it
my
does.
experience. Great project. What else you got to say about this one?
I think that's about it. It's been very interesting. I really do enjoy programming welding robots and hope to do it for many more years.
Well, you're going to get some frequent flyer miles on this one. You've got to install it.
Yep.
Thanks, Jim. ARC Specialties thrives on problems. Send us yours.